I finished campus on 2018. On 2018. So when I was coming home, I think that was the first time the train was making its first month. So when I alighted from the train, I saw the opportunity. There was a lot of demand, but there was not much supply because it had brought a lot of people. But there were only few cars that could be able to carry all the people. So I went home, and my mom had an old car. It took me a while to refurbish it and everything, buy this and so that it could be roadworthy. And then from there I joined SGR. So I never had any form of employment before that. So I just moved from campus straight to the SGR. That was 2018. So now it's been 4 years. And at that time it used only to be one train. It arrives in Mombasa at 2 and it leaves in Mombasa at 9. Before then it went to 8. And then it used to get to Mombasa at 2. Then we did for almost like 6 months. Then they introduced the afternoon train, which used to leave Mombasa at 3:15, and the other one used to get to Mombasa at 9. Before then it went to 2:15, and then it reached Mombasa at 7:15. Before now it's 8. So basically, I can say personally I'm lucky because I never got the opportunity to tarmac. So I just moved from campus straight to the SGR, and personally it's actually been beneficial to me because I started with one car, that's my mom's car, and now I have 6 that have all been bought by the terminus. I created my company, Hakim Tours and Travel, with a fleet of 6 and 9 employees. So personally to me, I say it's been an advantage to the terminus. We usually do a lot of work on 3 seasons in a whole year. That's July, August and December, whereby it usually pulls 16 coaches. So roughly 1,800 people at a go. Now we're actually on 21st year. It used to bring 11, but as of today, it's now pulling 13. So we're actually now doing a lot of job as opposed to the last month.
My name is Titi. I prefer using the SGR than the buses because it is convenient and the trip is shorter. Yeah.
Maybe is this the first time you're using SGR or?
No, it's the first time. Fourth time. So Amy, I'm from Italy and I landed in Mombasa, but I didn't want to catch another train, so I decided, another flight, so I decided to take a train also because it has such a landscape. But you don't have to queue for check-in, and I think it's just a nicer experience.
Maybe is it the first time you're using the SGR or?
Yeah, first time ever. I'm first time in Kenya also.
How was the trip with the SGR?
It was relatively nice. The seats should be a bit more comfy, but for the rest everything was great.
How was the experience? Maybe traveling from Nairobi to Mombasa, like how did you feel?
The landscape was really nice. The train was very clean. I was very surprised that they mopped the floor many times. I've never seen that. Everything else was great.
Maybe is this something that you would advise somebody to also come and do it and have experience?
Of course. If one has to travel from Nairobi to Mombasa, I think train is the best way.
It is indeed a blessing that tourism, particularly in the coast region, got a new lease of life with the incoming of the SGR. And we say so because previously we suffered a lot of challenges, and one major challenge that the coast region suffered was inaccessibility. If you looked at the road network and the road infrastructure then was not very good. We did not have enough air accessibility that was accessible to the coast region. And therefore in 2018 and 2019 we actually saw a surge in numbers of people who are visiting the coast region thanks to the operationalization of the SGR during that particular time. We have also been able to experience diversity in the number of clients who then visit because we have been able to see groups, women groups, youth groups, church groups taking advantage of that particular infrastructure to visit the coast region, and that has actually given us a broader spectrum of the clientele, quality of clientele that we get, particularly from up country. And it has been very significant because the SGR in itself has actually been a major attraction. In 2018 and 2019, people already added it to their to-do and to take a trip by SGR, and very soon a lot of hotels and tour companies were actually adding that on the itinerary, and that has actually increased the number of people actually visiting the coast region during that period. The only challenge then occurred during COVID-19. We had a major dip because globally and actually locally travel was halted to contain the effects of COVID-19, but we're very happy that these have since been revised, and we're beginning to see numbers coming to the region again.
I like using SGR because you take less time as compared to using buses, and you don't get tired using SGR as opposed to when you're using road transport. So that's why I prefer using SGR because of comfort and at least same time. I normally prefer traveling during the day because my experience has been good during the day travel as compared to night. Along the way, at least we get to see some wildlife, elephants in Savo. At least we get to enjoy the scenery.
SGR has been a major contributor when it comes to domestic travel. Number one, it is affordable. Then it is available, it is safe, and then it can take many people at one go. A family that will have paid a ticket, 30,000 per person in a festive period, are suddenly paying less than half of that to travel as a family of 6 or even 7, which was unheard of before. So SGR has been a major contributor. Madaraka Express has done a lot of good for us. Not only just Mombasa, the impact of SGR is felt even in Diani. We are hoping that the bypass to Diani will have been completed hopefully by June next year, which means that then you bypass the ferry. Once that happens, it means just across SGR, you cross the first bridge and then the second bridge and you are straight away to Diani. And that will completely change how we do business in Diani, and that will completely open the southern side of Kenya Coast. Then we have Bamburi all the way to Shanzu. This has also helped us a great deal, SGR. And SGR even has supported Kilifi. You talk of Ipingo, all the way to even Watamu, Malindi. So when you look at the SGR, it's just not about the beach. We have the county trains which stop along the way, and specifically I'll pick out Mtitondei and Voi stations. These two stations drive tourism because when you alight at Mtitondei, then your tour vans will pick you from there and take you on the beautiful Emali Tok Road to access Amboseli. And Amboseli is in Kajiado County. So instead of driving all the way yourself, you actually just take the train and get off in Mtitondei and off you go to Amboseli. Likewise, you can also get off at, disembark at Voi and access Voi Gate, and you're already in Savo East. Alternatively, you can drive into Savo West, so to speak, but into private conservancies, specifically the Taita Hills Wildlife Sanctuary, where we have Salt Lake Safari Lodge and we have Taita Hills. We have places like Lion Bluff, we have got Haldana. We've got a lot of investment that has come up just because accessibility has become easy through SGR. But one appeal we want to make is a particular train station that is supposed to serve Savo East that has never operated, be it which is at the entry at Bachuma. There's a train station that has never opened. And when they were doing this, what they had in mind was international tourists will get off at this particular station, and the two of us then will pick them and get into Savo East. So we would like to see that this particular train station to be open, because currently as it sits there, it is nothing but just a white elephant. It's a beautiful station that should be put to good use.